Master Gardener program is a volunteer training program that AgriLife Extension conducts in many different counties around the state of Texas. These volunteers are trained with about 72 hours of a class that goes through all aspects of horticulture.
So what's the first thing that I'm going to do? Get rid of all the flowers. And I think
here in Harris County, we have a program that is active on the west side and one down here at the Genoa Friendship Gardens in southeastern part of Harris County.
As they get roots on them, and you pot them up into a bigger pot where you then would continue to grow them until they are finished and growing back into a mature plant. The Master Gardener class here is holding their regular training, and the training today is on plant propagation.
It's how to take one plant and make a bunch more plants out of it through plant cuttings or dividing plants or starting them from seed.
The first demonstration that we did is called bulb chipping. A lot of people have bulbs in their yard, and so they can use the technique of bulb chipping to cut the bulbs into pieces.
Oh wow, it's really sharp.
You take the bulb and you cut it from top to bottom in half, and then you cut it from top to bottom into quarters, cut it from top to bottom into eighths, and each of those pie-shaped slivers has a chunk of that base on it. That's that little cap at the bottom of the bulb. That base is what you place down into the perlite, and that way it'll root into there. The bulblets will form off of that basal plate, and that will ultimately grow into the bulb.
The first thing to know when you're trying to propagate plants is to make the decision as to whether you want to start them from seed or from cuttings. When you take seeds, the plants are never identical to the mother plant, just like children are not identical to parents. When you take cuttings, you're essentially cloning the plant, and you get exactly the same kind of plant as the mother plant that you took the cutting from.
Well, you want something that's healthy. Your plants need to be healthy. And you want plants that are going to be free from disease and insects. They need to be new growth, so growth that's just occurred this season at the right stage. You usually don't want anything that's too tender, because if it's too tender, it's going to wilt real quickly. And so you want mature but new growth.
When you're starting new plants from seed, you want to use what we call a soilless medium. It's a sphagnum peat moss mixed with other ingredients like perlite or vermiculite to help with drainage. It's a very fine textured medium so that you have the best chance of that seed getting started. If you just use garden soil, you can introduce diseases into the seedlings that will cause them to rot as they start to grow. It's very heavy, it doesn't drain as well, so we use a special seed starting mix, which you can buy at almost any garden center or nursery.
Each one of them should have 7 leaflets.
Okay, so once they cut off 3?
3, yeah, there you go. And do the same thing on the other one. Propagating your own plants gives you a number of opportunities. A lot of the varieties that you might want to grow of, things like vegetables and flowers, may not be available at the garden centers and feed stores in the area. So you may want to grow something a little unique, a little unusual. You may have plants in your own yard that you just want to produce more of, and plants that you want to share with neighbors, share with friends, that sort of thing. So you can use that knowledge to do all those things.
If people are interested in becoming a Master Gardener, they can contact the Extension Service. We take people's names and contact information through the year, and then when we're offering a new class, we send out a notice to invite people to come in and apply to be part of the program.